All right, I hope you enjoyed that little video. I think Khan Academy does a good job with explaining simple concepts. And it's neat to hear someone else talk and not Mr. Sherwin all the time, I'm sure. Okay, so here we go. We're going to do the RDW process the best we can. And the RDW process here is read, draw, write. We're going to draw pictures, division pictures, groups of and things like that. And then we're going to find the remainders, all right? So it's going to be dots and circles. And we're going to solve each problem, okay? So we're going to read these problems just like we have been. So there are 19 identical socks, period, stop. So the word identical, that means exactly the same, right? Probably all red or all white or whatever, okay? It says here, how many pairs of socks are there? There's the question. If you know what a pair is, it means two, right? You have 2 feet, pair of socks, right, is a set of 2. Will there be any socks without a match? There's a question mark. If so, how many? Well, if you know anything about odd numbers, I can't count by 2s and land on an odd number. I'm always going to be on an even number, so I know there's going to be leftovers, okay? So the first thing I want to do here is draw this out, okay? So I'm going to draw out as many pairs of socks as I can. And I'm going to do that with dots, okay? So I'm going to draw this picture out. So I got a pair of socks. There's a set, right? I'm just going to circle that. It's a set of dots. There's a pair. 1, 3, 4, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. And remember, I only have 19 identical socks, so I have to stop. I can't write a 20th one. So here's what I did is I got my pairs of socks together. So let's see how many pairs I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pairs of socks, and with 1 left over. That's my remainder, okay? So the way this looks here is if I'm going to write this out, is 19 socks divided into groups of 2, okay, is going to give me 9, and it was my remainder, my little r, 9 remainder 1. So I'll get 9 groups or 9 pairs of socks with a remainder of 1 sock left over, okay? And I want to write that out, okay? So there are 9 pairs of socks. There are 9 pairs of socks with 1 sock left over, or without a match, okay? So that's it, okay? So there's my answers. I drew it out, I did my division here, and this drawing it out helps me understand or see my division a little bit better, okay? All right, let's try the next one. It says, if it takes 8 inches of ribbon to make a bow, how many bows can be made with 3 feet of ribbon? Okay, there's a question. Oh, and look at this. It gives me 1 foot equals 12 inches. I already knew that, but it's nice to have a little information there, right? Okay. So let me read that over again, and then I'm going to read the actual question here. It says, if it takes 8 inches of ribbon to make a bow, how many bows can be made with 3 feet of ribbon? Periods or question mark, okay? Will any ribbon be left over? If so, how much? Well, there's 3 questions right here. I have to answer 3 questions. Okay, so if I've got 8 inches of ribbon, makes 1 bow. How many can be made with 3 feet of ribbon? Okay, so 3 feet. I have to convert that to inches. Okay, so 3 feet, how many inches is that going to be? So I know that if 1 foot equals 12 inches, 3 feet is going to be 3 times 12. So 3 times 12 is 36 inches. Okay? So it's 36 inches. So I'm going to draw out 36 dots in groups of 8. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's one bow, right? Then I'm going to do another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's another bow. And I know that 2 sets of 8 is, I just do my skip counting over here, is 8, and then that's 16. So I still have got more to go. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's another bow I can make. Another count by 16, 24. Perfect. Think I can get in another 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's another bow I can make, and that is 4 8s, which is 32. Now, if I look, I've only got 36 inches of ribbon. There's no way that I'm going to get another 8, because another 8 would bring me to 40 if I'm skip counting. So I'm only got 4 inches left, because 32 to 36. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 left over. I can't make a bow out of that. So I figured out that I can make 4 ribbons, and I will have ribbon left over. And how much? I'll have 4 inches left over, okay? So this turns out to be, see, 36 divided by 8, put into groups of 8, is going to get me 4, and my remainder is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, remainder 4. And let me work this backwards to show you how this works, right? If I say 4 times 8, that would be 32, right? And isn't 32 just shy of 36 by 4? So it would be 4 times 8 is 32, plus 4 would give me 36. So let's answer our questions. All right. So it says, how many bows can be made? 4 bows can be made. Can be made with 3 feet of ribbon. Okay, period. But my question's not done yet. Will there be any ribbon left over? There will be how much ribbon? How much ribbon left over? 4 inches of ribbon left over. Period. Good. So I answered all my questions. All right? And that's how that one worked out. Let's get another one in. All right? Hopefully you're doing okay. Again, teachers, at any point, just stop and explain this further or add to the this any way you can. All right? So, number 3. A library has 27 chairs and 5 tables. If the same number of chairs is placed at each table, how many chairs can be placed at each table? Will there be any extra chairs? If so, how many? So I'm going to start over again here. The library has 27 chairs and 5 tables. Okay. If the same number of chairs is placed at each table, okay, it doesn't tell me how much, but I have the same number of chairs at each table, okay? How many chairs can be placed at each table? Okay. Will there be any extra chairs? If so, how many? Okay. All right. So this is what I'm going to do. I have 27 chairs. So I'm just going to write the thing out here. So 27 chairs. I want to divide those chairs evenly with 5 tables to make sure they happen. See what we get. Okay. So I can do that. So I'm going to start making groups of 5 here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a group of 5. I'll write that a 5 down there. Good. Going to make another group of 5 because I can get it to 27. So here's another group of 5 chairs. Okay. That's 10. Good. Then another group. And that's 15. Another group. It's 20. Another group. All right, and there's 25. And then I'm not going to be able to get another 5 in here because I only got 2 chairs left over, so 1, 2, right? So it looks as though I can get 5 chairs at each table with 2 chairs left over. So I can get 5 chairs at each table with a remainder of 2 chairs. Okay? All right, so 5 chairs can be placed at each table. Period. There will be 2 extra chairs left. Period. Oops, off the page again. Gotta pay attention to that. All right, there we go. And that's how we did it. Okay, so we're gonna get back to the back. Okay, here we are onto the back. So let's talk about number 4. It says the baker has 42 kilograms of flour. All right, 42 kilograms of flour. Got that? That's the kind to bake with. She uses 8 kilograms each day. Okay, making muffins and things or whatever she uses it for. After how many days will she need to buy more flour? Okay, so we got to figure out how many days she can use this until she makes more flour. Or still she needs more flour, okay? So what I need to do is make a bar diagram. I'm just gonna make a piece of bar right here, okay? And it's a little bit different way to solve this problem. I know that I have 42 kilograms. So this whole thing represents 42 kilograms of flour. All right, and she's going to use 8 kilograms a day. All right. So what I need to find out is how many groups of 8 are there going to be here. All right, how many groups of 8 am I going to get to? So what I need to do is say 42 kilograms divided by 8 kilograms per day, and what's that going to give me? So what I'm going to do is use a count by model again. I think the count by models here work very well. So I'm just going to count by 8s, okay? So, and you see until I get just above 42. So 8, 16, feel free to count along, 24, 32, 40, I'm going to go over on the next one, and then here's 48. All right, so 48 went over. All right, so that's too many. So I know that I can get in how many days? Let me change the color of my pen here so you can see. I can get in 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. I can get in 5 days before I run out, before I'll have to buy more flour, okay? So that means here I'll have a remainder of how much. So if I can get 5 groups of 8 gets me to 40, that means I'll have this little remainder of 2. Okay, that's a little remainder of 2 there, okay? So I'll get, this will be 5, keep on changing this out, 5, and remainder 2 kilograms, okay? So 5 days with a remainder of 2 kilograms left over, okay? So I'm going to write down the baker will need to buy flour after 5 days. So the baker will need to buy flour after 5 days, okay? Now I don't need to write the remainder there because the question here just asked, after how many days will she need to buy more flour? It's a real world problem. She'll have 2 kilograms of flour left on that 6 days after 5 days are done. So after 5 days, she's gonna have to buy more flour, okay? Okay, next one. It's gonna be done very similar to this one. Caleb has 76 apples. His family must have went apple picking or something. he wants to bake as many pies as he can, okay? Maybe Caleb in my class can do a recipe on how to make apple pies for writing class. If it takes 8 apples to make each pie, I see where we're going. 8 apples to make each pie. How many apples will he use? How many apples will he not use? Okay, so I have 2 question marks here. I'm going to have to show my remainder in those answers, okay? In my answer here, okay? So let's write that bar diagram out, same way we did up top here. And how many is my whole? 76, right? So 76. Okay, and 8 apples make a pie. So I'll write down a little 8 here. And then I don't know how many groups I'm going to need after that. All right, and I'm sure there'll be a remainder at the end. Okay, so this will be 76 apples divided by 8 apples is going to give me a number of pies here, okay, that I don't know yet. Okay, so let's do a count by model. Let's count by 8s. And what's cool about counting by 8s is that I already counted by 8s up to 48 up here, right? So I just have to do it again down here. So 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48. What comes next? That's right, 56. And then what? That's right, 64. And then what? 72. Oh, 72 is really close to 76. Another 8 gets me to 80. So that's when I go over, okay? That's when I head over. Great. So I know that 72 is really close to 76. And how many apples does that leave left here? All right? If you said 4 apples left, that's right, so there's 4 apples. So this here would be a remainder of 4 apples. Okay? All right, so let me answer these questions. It says, how many apples will he use? Well, it says here he'll use 72 apples, won't he? Yep. And how many will be not used? 4. Great. So I'm going to use this as part of my answer, okay? So it's great. So remember, the answer here doesn't say how many apple pies can he make. It's how many apples will he use. The answer is 72 apples. So, I mean, he would make 9 pies, but it'd be 72 apples. So Caleb would use 72 apples and have 4 left over. Period. Okay? Just like that. All right, and on to the last one. It's right there. 45 people are going to the beach. Period, stop. Okay? So 7 people can ride in each van. Period, stop. How many vans will be required to get everyone to the beach? So if I got 45 people and I can only fit 7 in each van, how many vans is that are we gonna need? Okay. All right, so it's just one question mark here. You see that? So I'm just answering one question. How many vans are we gonna need? So my answer is not gonna need a remainder or how many are left over, okay? It's just how many vans am I gonna need to get everybody to the beach? So let's draw this out. I've got this big bar diagram. 45 people. That's how many people need to get to the beach. Each van can fit 7 people. So I need to know how many vans can I bring. Okay? So let's do a count by model here again. So 7, 14, 21, help me out here, 28, 35, 42, getting close to 45, and one more gets me to 49. Okay, so that takes me over the 45 mark, okay? So it looks like here I'm gonna have, if I do this problem here, 45 divided by 7 is gonna give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And what's my remainder? So I got to 42, 45 people. Looks like I have 3 people left over. So remainder, 3. So here's the question. Are we just gonna leave those 3 people at home saying, too bad you can't go? That would be pretty mean. So we need to make sure everybody gets to the beach. So the question here says, how many vans will be required to get everyone to the beach? Well, the news here is that it's not 6 vans. 6 vans will only get 42 people to the beach. So we're gonna have to add an extra van. And guess what? That van's just not gonna be full, all right? That van's only gonna be taking 3 people. Or maybe they could rent a smaller car, I don't know. But they're gonna need to have 7 vehicles to bring everybody to the beach. All right, so they will need 7 vans to get everyone to the beach. Okay. I hope you understand that, right? 6 would get 42 people to the beach, but there's still 3 left over, so we got to get another van to make sure that everybody gets to the beach. That last van just won't be full, that's all, okay? All right, that's the end of that. Hopefully you had some success with that today. It was kind of fun, all right? But it's just the way we're going to be working on these for a few more days, okay? Let your brain work on it a little bit, get some good sleep, show up every day, be a good listener, be a good friend, and go from there. Tomorrow we'll talk about what the answer to a division problem is, and make sure that we understand that. All right? Great, kids. Nice job today.